Arts at Michigan, the RC Players, and of course this tremendous cast and production team. Thank you for your time, and please enjoy the seminar.
Make it right, so go and let it all hang out tonight, 'cause we don't love you anymore.
The place is amazing. The grounds are completely like it's this astonishingly sculpted landscape where everything seems to be sculpted out of trees and water so that the interiority and exteriority meet. You know, what you are surrounded by is this exquisite, idealized, just completely perfect environment. And the buildings seem to almost hover over the grass, like on a hot summer day when the air is so warm that it's tangible. The manor seems to hover. There's so much. The trees are so present that you can feel them growing. I'm not kidding. You start to realize that medieval conceptions of magic, frankly, must have been completely based in a kind of reality that everything was so green and growing all the time. It must have seemed a sort of magic. At least, that's what it feels like, because it was such a creative environment. Everything's so perfectly balanced, interiority and exteriority. You know that thing that Indigo Jones was always going for?
Indigo.
There's such a perfect harmony between the interior and exterior worlds.
Indigo! You said Indigo Jones? It's Indigo.
I said Indigo.
No, you said Indigo.
I said Indigo.
It doesn't matter.
Not if you don't care about the accuracy of language.
Come on.
But if you do care about accuracy,
I said Indigo.
then it might matter a little.
Anyways, it is an awesome place to write. I mean, McDowell is good too. It's serious, at least. They don't just let anybody in, which is completely necessary. I won't go at any place except Yada or McDowell anymore. Pretty much every place else, let me tell you, the flavor of the desperation is not to be believed.
What are you working on?
Oh, just a couple stories. The one the New Yorker asked to see. I did another draft of that. My agent had some thoughts about the novel I took a look at. He's going out with it next week, so we both thought I should just take one last pass at it. Make sure it's as tight as possible. I just spewed so much of that thing, so there's hopefully going to be an on-the-road chaos to the sound. Not on the road. Hopefully what I achieved is a little more intellectually rigorous than what Kerouac was
Yeah, I hope that too, because On the Road was such a minor achievement.
It wasn't exactly a world masterpiece.
What did you say?
Could we not talk about Kerouac? He was a complete psychotic pig. Guys love to talk about him and girls are bored to death.
He didn't exactly have a feminist agenda.
Thank God for that. What? I'm sorry, what did you say?
I hate all these women that are so hung up about sex.
So women who don't like Kerouac are hung up about sex?
You can't deny there's an associative correlation.
I can absolutely deny there's an associative correlation. Kerouac was a misogynistic hack. What's that got to do with women who like sex?
That's a little reductive.
You said that anyone who doesn't like Kerouac is hung up about sex, and I'm the one who's reductive?
Don't listen to her. She reads him in the bathtub. She lights candles and swoons in the bubble bath. Jack!
So you guys knew each other before this, right?
High school.
And you still have a crush on him?
What? No.
No.
Just checking.
No. So, Douglas, your agent thinks your novel is ready to go out?
Yeah, he's really optimistic. I mean, you have to be cautious, but a lot of people saw the story in Tin House, so there's just a lot of interest.
That story was amazing.
Thanks.
Really, really elegant.
Thanks. I was pleased with how it came out, but it was risky, to go that experimental with the language. People aren't trained to hear it anymore. Postmodernism has really fallen on hard times, although it's not so much postmodernism really as magical realism. At least that's more totally where I ended up, and I think that people are at least open to. God, the novel has fallen on hard times. I'm not talking about ebooks. Don't get me started on ebooks. And on top of it, all anyone wants anymore are memoirs. I'm not saying that. I think it's an interesting form. I'm just as curious about the inside of my own brain as anyone else. God! Hey, where's the bathroom? I need to take a piss.
Oh, it's through the door and down the hall.
You have doors on the hallways? I love it. No, seriously, that's fabulous. Your family owns the place?
We have the lease as long as one of us is, you know, a direct whatever.
Oh God, yeah.
As long as one of you is what?
It's you know, it's rent controlled or stabilized, whatever you call it.
No, come on, how much?
It's very affordable.
You're so old, New York.
No, seriously, how much?
I thought you had to pee, Douglas.
I do. I'm desperate to pee, but I'm also desperate to find out how much you paid for this palace.
It's been in the family a long time.
You don't know?
Of course I know.
Well, then how much?
$800.
$800? What do you mean, 800 a day?
$800 a month.
How have you never told me this?
It's not that big a deal.
Not that big a deal that you have a free apartment on the Upper West Side? How is that not a big deal? How have you never told me this?
It's lucky.
Lucky. Lucky is a seat on the subway. You have 16 rooms and a view of the river.
We have 9 rooms, and you can only see the river from 2 of them.
The living room, the dining room, that bedroom.
Okay, 3. 3 rooms have the view.
$800 a month, that is fabulous.
It's socialism for the rich.
I didn't ask for it.
Oh, the rich never do. Isn't that funny? People keep giving them things they never ask for.
Being middle class doesn't make you morally superior, Martin.
I'm not middle class. I'm a nobody with a shitty, expensive apartment in Queens. I didn't say it made me morally superior.
It doesn't make you a better writer either.
No, totally, $800 a month. It's like having a grant without having to actually get one. Although, grants aren't just about the money. You have to be careful. Flying too under the radar, people don't like that.
People don't like that? What people?
You have to stop being so mean to him, Martin. He's important.
Holy shit. Indigo Jones, the flavor of the desperation.
He knows a lot of people.
I know lots of people too.
The people you know are nobodies who majored in English at itty-bitty liberal arts colleges on the East Coast.
You mean like you?
Well, he went to Yaddo, and once you have it in there, you have pull. He could get you into Yaddo.
Where the interiority and the exteriority of the landscape achieve such a supreme state of harmonic convergence that the whole place is about to lift up?
You're jealous.
Jealous? Oh, of that?
You've been rejected by Yaddo, what, 3 times now?
Thank you.
And McDowell, how many times?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I needed to be reminded. Thank you.
Well, he's been lots of times. Plus, I'm telling you, he's like really hooked up. His uncle is like a famous, what was he?
He was one of the weathermen, one of the terrorists.
No, he was a playwright.
He was a terrorist.
He was a famous playwright who went to Harvard.
So what?
So people care about that stuff, Martin. You have to stop being such a snob.
I'm a snob?
You're a complete snob, making fun of the way he talks.
He talks like an idiot. His language is subhuman. It would be more interesting if it were subhuman, because then we could try and interpret what all the different hand gestures and grunts mean. We could pretend he was a very clever chimpanzee who was trying to teach us a language actually worked. But he doesn't do anything as interesting as that. All he does is says things, meaningless, self-important observations about nothing. His words have nothing behind them. There's no music, there's no joy, there's no curiosity, there's nothing. And I'm not talking about a flat, evil banality of terrifying, nihilistic nothing. I'm talking about
See, that's what I mean. All this talk about language makes it sound like you don't like him.
You guys, you have to stop talking about it.
That's what I'm saying. Stop making such a big deal about language.
I'm a writer. We're all writers. If we don't care about language, what should we care about?
Sex.
Izzy!
Oh, sex. Oh.
I'm gonna write one of those drug menace books. You know, one of those old mass market paperbacks with the girl who gets shirts off on the cover. All about smoking opium and ruining the lives of men. And then I'm going to post for the cover. And I'm going to be in the New York Magazine.
There's a career goal. Show your tits to New York Magazine.
It's ironic and witty. I'm going to be famous.
This place is great. What did I miss?
If it was only in our heads, oh, in our dreams, thirsting for it, so hid out in the windows, play like we were dead, never terrified of what that might mean.
You gotta understand that this is a totally irrelevant dream state you're hibernating in up here. It's irrelevant. I mean, I was just in Moldova doing research for this thing, and I ate cabbage with a Chechnyan psychopath. Then I'm in Dubai with a bunch of Shiites and Sunnis, people wanting to kill each other. I almost got into a fist fight with a Russian prostitute who was of a totally indeterminate gender. Don't even get me started on that story. Anyway, the fact is, I was stoned out of my mind. It was fucked up, all of it. But it was real. See, the world we live in, it no longer exists. Last year I was in Rwanda. I'm hanging with this guy. He's a genocide survivor. His arms are gone, chopped off. He can't do anything anymore except beg for whatever pittance some fucking half bowl of rice a fucking UN peacekeeper throws him every other day. The rest of the time, he just lies in the mud unless someone like me comes along and helps him get drunk. So I'm sitting with this guy for 3 hours, listening to him telling his fucking story. And finally, he gets real quiet and he says, "Hey man, listen, I got HIV. I'm gonna die." And I'm like, forget it, I am overwhelmed. I go, "Why are you telling me all of this? Why am I the receptacle of this incredible fucking story?" And he says, "Because you are a writer. You must write this. It must be told." So anyway, how did I get off on this? What were we talking about?
Kate had a story?
Right. Kate's story. Where is it?
It's in your hand.
Oh, yeah, right. So, what were we talking about?
The first sentence.
Oh, yeah, Christ. Oh, now I remember. When truth is universally acknowledged, it is also universally disdained. I mean, what the fuck? I can't even.
That's not the whole sentence.
Yeah, I see that. I see the semicolon. I understand that that means there's only a partial stop, and that more is coming. But I'm not exactly sure I want to continue, okay? You're not exactly drawing me in here, so why don't you tell me what you're doing?
What am I?
What are you? Yes, what are you doing?
It's a referencing of Jane Austen. It's like the first sentence of Pride and Prejudice. It's sort of like a sardonic commentary.
What's so fucking sardonic about it?
Well, it's a narrator.
I don't give a shit about the narrator. I can't get past the first 5 words. How am I supposed to find out enough about the narrator to care about it?
Oh, it's not a hint.
Well, you see, that would be my point. If I can't even tell what gender your narrator is, then you haven't really done your job, now have you?
How if you don't go past the first 5
Listen,
words, how can you
don't
tell?
defend yourself. If you're defending yourself, you're not listening to me. I do know who your narrator is, okay? She's an overeducated, completely inexperienced, sexually inadequate girl who has rich parents who give her everything and has nothing to say. So she sits around and thinks about Jane Austen all the time. I don't give a shit about that person. That's what I'm saying. I don't have to continue past the first 5 words because I already know enough. And I don't give a shit.
I liked it.
No, you did.
Yes, I did. I thought she was sort of doing this thing with the sexual irony, like the lack of sex was sort of like a come on.
I liked it too. I think it's thoughtful and intelligent. Well done.
I liked it too.
This is all very sweet. You're all adorable. But don't kid yourselves. Yeah, sure, you're going to be nice to her now because her story tanked. But you're not in this together, trust me. And you wouldn't think the story was so great if it were any good. If it were really good, you'd fucking hate it. See, writers in their natural state are about as civilized as feral cats. All this well done bullshit means you're not being honest. And if you're not honest, then who gives a shit what you're writing? So who's next? All right, well, I'll see you cowards next week.
Oh shit. Can't can't believe how late it is. I have to go. My mom's in the hospital.
Wow, that's a drag. You need a ride?
You drove to the Upper West Side?
No, I meant on the subway.
You're going to give her a ride on the subway?
I thought she maybe needed some company. Her mom is in the hospital, Martin.
It's not a big deal. It's not like she's dying or anything.
Oh, so you want to grab a drink, like on the way?
Sure. All right.
You okay?
What do you think, Barton? Am I okay? Am I okay?
Sorry.
What an asshole. What a jerk.
Yeah.
People think he's a fucking genius. What is so fucking genius about that?
That's what I've been saying. Seriously. Can I give you a ride?
Douglas, Martin, I'm talking about Leonard. Leonard is an idiot.
I thought you were talking about Douglas.
Do you think that was smart? Do you think him standing there telling us all that we're fucking losers if we don't, like, go to Egypt and smoke water pipes, that we're all completely irrelevant as human beings? If we read the New York Times, that seems smart to you?
That's not really what he said, Kate.
It's absolutely what he said. I'm irrelevant because I live in a nice apartment. I love that. How about I'm irrelevant because I'm an overeducated girl?
That's not what he said.
He said I was sexually inadequate.
He said the story was sexually inadequate.
How would he know? He didn't even read more than 6 words.
He was talking about the story, not about you.
A story he hasn't read.
I mean, you read the first page. We all sat here, right, and watched him read the first page.
Big fucking deal, Martin. What's your point?
I don't have a point. All I'm saying is that that's what everybody says. If you don't get them on the first page, that's all you get.
So it's my fault that I stood here and got completely humiliated by that asshole? I mean, everyone acted like they all said he's rough, but he's a great teacher. But everything was so great about just being abused. That's not teaching. That's just being a shithead. I mean, if I wanted someone to tell me that I was wasting my time, I should just go talk to my mother. I mean, everything's so fun and cool being mean artists. But without us, there'd be nothing but anarchy and immorality and chaos. We are the soul of the fucking culture, and everyone can just fucking be nice to us once in a while.
What are you doing?
I'm depressed, and I'm making myself feel better. Is that all right with you? Don't. I'm depressed. My story got clean. I'm a depressed feral cat.
If you think he didn't like your story, well, what do you care if he didn't like it or not?
I didn't think he was stupid until he was stupid to me today.
So if you liked your story, that would make him not stupid?
Yes, okay. If you liked my story, that would make him smart, okay? Okay?
Just wanted to be sure.
What are you still even doing here anyway? Douglas is out there having drinks with the love of your life. Why are you still here hanging out with the loser?
Izzy's not the love of my life.
Give me a break.
She's a twit.
Yeah, guys hate that. It sucks that she's gorgeous, too.
She's all right. Look, she's attractive. No one's gonna say she's not attractive.
Oh my God, you should hear yourself attractive. Why don't you just put a gun to your own head and so completely in love with her? Do you think it's not utterly obvious to everyone who sees you in the same room with her?
I am not completely in love with her. Besides, she's clearly got something going on with Douglas. How she can even stand to be in the same room with him for 15 seconds at a go is a complete mystery. The man is an unmitigated embarrassment to our human race. Sure. Can I give you a ride? Can I give you a ride? You know what you should do? You should give her a ride to Lotta, where the interiority and the exteriority achieve such a diasporic essentiality between the mimetic dialogue between self and culture. That's what he should do.
Don't kid yourself, she would love a ride to Yaddo, and don't eat all the shit. I want them.
Fuck me. Fuck her. Fuck him.
No, fuck me! I'm the one who got creamed! This sucks. That story is fantastic. I've been working on that story for 6 years. People love that story. You love that story.
Well,
What?
nothing.
You don't love that story.
It's okay. You've been working on it for 6 years.
That's right, 6 years. Because people love that story. Frank Conroy read it before he died. He was a writer in residence up at Bennington for like a month. He read it, and you know what he said? He said that it was much better than most. Not better than most. Much better than most.
Much better than most? That is so lame, Kate.
Yes, it would be lame coming from you, but it didn't come from you. It came from Frank Conroy. You know who else loves that story? Tobias Wolff. He read it when I took that summer writing class, and you know what he said? He said it had some nice things in it.
You're so lame, Kate. You know how long you've been working in that story? 6 years.
That's right, 6 years.
Well, why have you been writing the same story for 6 years?
Because it's a good story. It's a really good story. When I was at Bennington,
Jesus Christ! Was there ever a time you weren't at Bennington? You exist in an alternate universe called Bennington.
I learned a lot there, Mark.
What you learned was how to write one lousy story in 6 years. I didn't mean to say your story was lousy.
Fuck you, you did too.
Well, why have you been writing the same story for 6 years?
Because people kept telling me that it was good, but it just needed more work.
Well, then Leonard did you a big favor, didn't he?
Meaning?
Now you can write something else.
You know what, Martin? This is my apartment, so I can't walk out. Could you walk out, please?
No. Come on, don't do that.
I want to do that.
No, don't do that.
Get out,
Please,
Martin.
Please don't do that.
I mean it, Martin.
No,
Get out.
please, Kate, I have to tell you something.
What?
I'm getting kicked out of my apartment because I'm running a little late on the rent. Can I stay here? You have like 9 free bedrooms, and it's free. Who knows it's free, right? I can stay, right?
Diving deeper, deeper for you. Underwater, time is standing still. You're the treasure. Dive down.
So who's got something? Who are we starting with today? Come on, children, we don't have all night. What are we here for? Am I a fucking writer or am I a fucking piece of shit coward? Am I trying to construct a living, breathing cosmos with language, or am I just scratching on the wall of a cave? Am I a feral cat? Or am I some useless goldfish in a bowl that would be better off someone flushed it down the toilet, which is what's going to happen to it anyway?
I have something. I have a story. I didn't know if maybe Douglas or Martin had something. I thought maybe they would like to go, or maybe Kate has something else.
No.
Well, I do have something. I haven't been working on it very long, only about a week, about a couple of days.
Yeah, I can tell.
Right. Well, okay.
No, it's good, it's good. If you have something on the page, you should let people see it, for Christ's sake. All this rewriting people do, it squeezes the guts out of everything. Like the story I read last week, a couple weeks ago. It was just so fucking lifeless. There was just nothing left to it except a sort of desecrated corpse. It was ludicrous. I mean, if you're gonna write, be a fucking man about it. Jack Kerouac wrote On the Road in like a week or so.
Okay, I'm sorry, but did you just say that you want us to be a fucking man about writing, and that we should write like Kerouac?
Well, you should write like yourself.
Oh, yes, I agree with that, but if myself is a woman, I don't see why then I should write like a man.
Look, if you're gonna be some fucking feminist about it, that would be up to you, but I can't help you with that.
Feminist. I didn't say feminist, I said woman. Woman! What is wrong with being a woman and being a writer?
Well, you would have to answer that for yourself.
But you said it. You said, be a man, be Jack Kerouac, who's a total pig to women.
Look, you want to argue about feminist politics, I'm not here to argue with you about that. I'm here to talk about writing.
But we're not talking about writing.
Well, no, because you've commandeered the conversation. Is it all right with you if we talk about the story your fellow writer has presented to the group?
Sure. Of course. Sure.
Well, this is, it's fresh. It's lively as hell. Do you have copies?
Yes, I do.
Good, pass them out, because people should, we'll talk about this one. There's a real energy here, a lightness, a touch, a real sexual edge to the language, which is, well, I gotta say, it got me on board, like boom. Like the story I read last week. Don't remember when I read it. It just laid there. It was like a big lump of nothing. There was no forward motion to it. The words were like big lumps of shit.
Hey! I mean, can we just,
Look, what is your problem? I'm trying to teach a class here.
But you're not teaching, you're just insulting me.
I'm not insulting anyone. I'm trying to, I'm trying to tell your fellow writer, what was your name again?
Izzy?
I'm trying to tell Izzy here about the experience of reading her story, which you might want to participate in, but if you can't support your fellow writer, well, that would be up to you.
Look, this is...
Maybe if we continue to talk about Izzy's story.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Without what I think Kate is getting hung up on is that you keep insulting her work.
This isn't about her.
Yes, that's right. But it's hard because you keep bringing up that story from last week.
Well, that's got nothing to do with her.
Well, it was her story, so...
That wasn't her story.
It wasn't?
It wasn't?
No! That was a completely different situation, that's what I'm saying. That was somebody else's story, this relentlessly talent-free story about some girl with this obsession with Jane Austen. Christ, what a soul-sucking waste of words.
That was Kate's story.
That was your story?
Yes, that was my story.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that was your story. Okay. Well, look, I'm sorry. Obviously, I didn't think that story really worked. But this, who wrote this?
I did.
Well, this has a great, a really great sexual feel to it.
Thank you.
Yes, the tone of Latin exoticism. It's good. I was in Havana once. Have you ever been to Havana?
I have an uncle who lives there.
I bet you do.
Can we talk about the writing? I just have a couple questions. Because I admire it, Izzy. I really do. There's a terrific tone that's both sinister and wry that I think is completely original. But I'm just not sure where. Not that with 2 pages you have the whole thing planned out yet. I'm just more or less curious about where.
Where? Who gives a shit where? Don't ask that question at this point. Don't ask where, when where is the point, am I right?
Well, I just think it's really new. I think where is actually a good question. That's why I wasn't even sure I should show it to you today, because where, it's just...
Look, I'm not saying where is not a good question, but you see, that's what I admire about the energy of the opening. It dares ask that question without knowing the answer. See, the writing itself is asking the question. This reminds me of when I was at Yale with Penn Warren. There was no getting past and no point even trying. He was ruthless and ridiculous about sound. Yeah, everything else. Idea, intellect, motion, character, all were secondary. If the sound wasn't there, there was no conversation even capable of happening in any meaningful... I'm not saying this right. No, I am. Actually, I am. See, this has sound. It rings like a bell. It doesn't matter that there's no structure or story or idea or meaning. It's got power. It's got sex. Well done. Well done. What was your name again?
Izzy?
Well done, Izzy. What else have you got?
It's not 2 pages.
It's almost 2 pages.
What can you fucking tell from 2 fucking pages?
2 good pages.
They're not good. So how can you say they're good? You don't honestly think these 2 idiotic pages are good?
They're not bad, Kate.
They're horrible. Oh my god, you honestly think this shit is good?
I think that...
You just want to sleep with her. You don't know what you think. I can't believe it.
What are you doing?
I'm eating cookie dough.
Girls actually do that? I can't believe girls actually do that.
I can't believe that men think just because they maybe want to sleep with someone, that means she's a good writer. That's what I can't believe.
She is a good writer, Kate.
I am a good writer, Martin. Just because none of you want to sleep with me, that doesn't mean I'm not any good. Let me tell you something. If this writing seminar were made up of exclusively lesbian writers, I'd be a fucking star.
Are you a lesbian?
Martin, you know I'm not a lesbian.
People can change their minds.
Well, I've not changed my mind. Just a lonely bad writer who's getting fat.
Shit, this stuff is delicious. Listen, you're totally hot. You don't need a bunch of lesbians to tell you that.
Izzy is hot.
You're hot too. I often go to bed thinking about you in the bathtub with Jack Kerouac. It turned out to be a very potent image for me. Jack.
Something I've been hearing down the hall.
Jack.
Give me that.
What is that?
Chinese food?
You ordered Chinese food?
Yes, I am a terrible writer who's committed to getting fat. It's a commitment now.
I really liked your story, Kate.
You did not. Leonard hated it so much that it's become legendary in his mind. Like how bad it was. And now I'm here. I'm stuck here with that asshole in my apartment for 10 weeks. I suck. My life has no meaning.
Your life has meaning.
It does not, and yours doesn't either.
My life has meaning.
Please, it does not. On top of which, the girl you're crushing on.
I'm not crushing on Izzy.
It doesn't matter if you are or not, because she has other fish to fry, doesn't she? Izzy is not afraid to show off her writing, and she's got to get it published too, because Izzy is not afraid of doing whatever she has to do, and right now she's off having sex with our hideous and disgusting teacher.
Izzy's not having sex with Leonard. That would be completely unethical.
Which is why, of course, it would never happen. Hi, Douglas, what are you doing here?
She's having sex with him! It's completely unethical! It's not like I would care. I'm not a prude, God knows.
Izzy's not having sex with Leonard.
They went home together.
You don't know that.
Martin, we left the apartment and went to that shitty bar across the street to have a couple drinks. After 3 glasses of wine each, he looks her in the face and says, "Want to go back to my place?" And she says, "Sure." And they left together.
That doesn't mean she slept with him.
Well, they were out making out on the sidewalk, right in front of the restaurant, right in front of me. The table is here, the plate glass window is here, and they start making out here. If the window hadn't been there, they would have been on my lap. So here they go, right in front of me.
Come on.
Why would I make something like that up?
Well, what was she doing?
She was participating?
That is so unethical. For Leonard to take advantage of her like that.
You are insane.
You don't think it's unethical?
I think that Izzy is going to get her story published in the New Yorker is what I think.
You can't get your story published by sleeping with your fiction teacher, Kate.
Sorry, what did you say?
I just don't think that Izzy is naive enough to think that sleeping with Leonard will help her career.
Naive. You think it's naive of her to think something like that?
I just think I know a little bit more about it than you do.
Oh, that was helpful.
I just meant.
I know what you meant. Here's what I meant. Calling a woman or a man who sleeps with a powerful guy naive is naive.
Which is still unethical. It just makes Leonard's behavior coercive.
Coercive. Maybe it was coercive of Izzy to write 2 pages of a story that's all about sex. Then you'll have drinks with her fucked up writing teacher who can't remember anybody's name because he's constantly thinking about his own dick. Maybe that was the coercive part.
Maybe you're jealous.
Maybe I'm jealous. Maybe you're an idiot.
Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe.
Shut up! Would both of you just shut up?
What's that?
Chinese food.
I guess I'm just too nice to run away on slavery of who I trust and who's surrounding me, and hope that there's any good love in this life. I can trust that.
Your uncle said you were talented.
Thanks. It's very nice of you to say.
I didn't say you were talented. I said your uncle said you were talented. I didn't say you weren't talented. This is not without talent. This section at the top of the girl's dresser with the 2 bottles of fingernail polish standing next to each other like lost and terrified soldiers. That's not bad. It's nice that you've already referenced the peeling of the red polish on her toes, so we get the allusion to blood without having stated it explicitly. It's all right. Good, even. The description of the butterfly poster over the bed is first rate. It's not the pedestrian interpretation one might be tempted to make about teenage girls and butterflies. There was a time when tribal peoples had carved butterflies into stone, had reckoned them messengers from the gods. Those tribal peoples are fantastic, the way you drop them in. It's a beautiful surprise. You paint her bedroom well.
Thanks.
Wow, a teenage girl's bedroom. Wow.
You don't like it?
No, it's terrific. Well done.
No, go on.
It's good. I'm a little confused about the relevance factor. Just 2 weeks ago, you said we should be writing about dying beggars in the Sudan. So I'm a little confused about how this does that. But it's not without talent. That's what I always said about Douglas. He's not without talent.
Don't be such a pussy.
I'm a pussy.
Oh, you don't think you're being a pussy?
Do I think I'm being a pussy? Martin, what? Do you like it?
I do. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Do you think I'm being a pussy?
I think it's a pretty good story, too. It's good, but...
Oh, it's a pretty good story, and I'm a pussy. I thought we were in a writing seminar where we discussed, writing? It's something approaching intellectual sophistication. But it's a pretty good story, and I'm a pussy. We're ascending the heights here.
Oh, I think the word pussy is pretty intellectually sophisticated. It describes pretty precisely the meaning I'm looking for.
my point
Oh, I
is...
know what your point is. You want to talk about the writing, and you don't want me to call you a pussy because you want to focus on the writing because you're paying me a lot of money to talk about the writing because all of you think I can help you understand the craft of writing better. So you can go off to have so-called careers as writers of fiction, which is more or less my specialty. Or is something else your problem?
No, that's pretty much my problem. I would like to talk about writing without the word pussy being involved, unless that's too hard for you.
No, I think I can handle that.
Thank you.
So, why don't you tell us what you think about the story, since you want to stay focused on the writing and you don't think you're being a pussy. I think we'd all like to hear what you have to say about today's writing specimen, offered up to us with friendly, indeed almost dog-like equanimity by our not untalented friend Douglas. Yeah, go on and tell Douglas how you really feel. You know, Douglas, your uncle mentioned that the New Yorker was seriously taking a look at one of your stories. Is that this one?
Yes, it is actually.
Huh. Well, why don't you tell us what you think about that, Martin?
Look.
You stay out of this. Go on, tell your fellow writer, the one person in the room who is in fact succeeding at something you're failing at. Tell him what you really think about his story. And tell the truth. Come on, come on.
All right.
Well, I loved it. Seriously, Douglas, the language is amazing. I just learned a ton from it. And frankly, I know Martin thinks so too. He told me last week, we both read your other story, you know, the one in Tin House, and Martin flipped.
Did he?
Yes, he did. Martin thinks Douglas is a thrilling writer. That's what he told me, at least.
Yeah, I like Douglas's work a lot.
I like it too. It's good, Douglas.
Thanks, Izzy. Thanks, Kate. Thanks, Martin.
You guys are hilarious. All right. Well, good for you, Martin, that Izzy managed to tell us how much you like Douglas's writing before you told him it sucked, because that would have been awkward.
It doesn't suck, it's good.
Yes, it is good. See, there is a level of competence here that is almost chilling in its thoroughness. This is the perfect rendition of a New Yorker story. It's capable, graceful in places. There's a detached tone of perplexed intelligence. You have a relatively famous last name in literary circles. Not too famous, but famous enough. See, it's not a home run, but it's a standing double.
Well, but I'd love to hear some criticism.
Oh, you'd like that.
I would. I'd love to build on what's here, see if I can find the interiority of the Stephanie character especially. I feel like there's just a couple places where the complexity of her need for emotional distance is maybe not fully rendered.
Yeah, you see, that's the problem with writing emotionally distant characters. Is that who gives a shit, finally, about someone who's got no interior life?
I wouldn't say she has no interior life.
Okay, look, I'm going to level with you. I'm going to offer you some advice here that I think is going to be totally, like, on the money useful to you.
Great.
It's going to sound a little rough, but you expect that, yeah? I mean, you're not going to go turn into a big baby about the truth, unlike some people.
No, of course not.
Good, because there's something in here. It's like, see, it's around the tonal perfection of the piece. There's a kind of, it's a little like a whore.
The character of Stephanie?
No, not the character, you. See, the way you talk about writing is kind of stupid. Plus, the way you write is so unimaginative in the way you attack the problem you set yourself. I mean, it's skillful, but whorish. It's like the way you play your name off, your connections. You're a name dropper, you're a whore. And that's in the writing. See, it's perfect. In a kind of whorish way. I don't know why you're wasting your time writing fiction. I mean, you're good at this. I'm not saying you're not.
Oh, no.
It's just that if you can do this, why not make a ton of money doing this? You're capable. You've got a few publications under your belt. You've got a famous last name. They love that shit in Hollywood. You could make a fuckload of money. Or you could waste the rest of your life writing fiction that no one reads or respects even if they read it. Because you're talented, like I said, but you'll never be great. And there are a lot of people who will never be great. Most writers of fiction just evaporate, really. But you see, that's going to be a problem for you because of your whole whorish attitude towards the name dropping and, of course, the name. See, it will in fact be particularly degrading and even humiliating to be ignored to the degree that you will be ignored. Because at the same time, you'll be let in because of the name. You'll get to go to cocktail parties. You'll be invited to exclusive events at the public library, but you'll never be on a panel because too many people who know shit will know. It's hollow. The word, it's hollow. I think about Hollywood.
Whoa. Yeah, but the story is excellent.
Yes, we've all heard how you think the story is thrilling. I don't think it's thrilling. I think it's good in a whorish way. And that is the level of his writing ambition. And that he could make a fuckload of money in Hollywood.
But I'm a fiction writer.
Yeah, well, you asked for the truth. That's the truth I have.
Yes? No. Thanks.
All right. Well, I gotta go to Somalia tomorrow, so I'll see you pussies in 2 weeks.
He's going to Somalia. Maybe someone will shoot him.
I really liked your story, Douglas.
Fuck you. You think it's shit. At least he told me what he really thinks. Can somebody check in the hallway and make sure that he's gone?
Sure. Yeah, he's gone.
Good.
Douglas, wait. Don't just go walking off like that. Douglas, wait. You're an asshole.
I'm an asshole? He's an asshole! Not Douglas, Leonard. I think Douglas is a shit writer, but he's not an asshole. Well, he's actually a good writer who writes mostly shit.
Which is what Leonard said.
Are you siding with Leonard now?
I'm not siding with anyone. This is a situation. What's the matter with you?
But what's the matter with me?
You were about to tell Douglas that his story sucked.
You
were too, and I saved you. You jerk. Douglas is hooked up, and P.S. he's a good guy. You need to make him your friend. You want to keep getting rejected by Gatto and McDowell? Why don't you keep sending blind submissions to those places like every other loser in the world?
Hey, double back.
I'm not, because you know what? I don't care what anyone says. We're in this together, and it's a game. It's a situation, and we need each other. Douglas can help us. Leonard too.
Fuck Leonard. That guy is an asshole. Everybody was like, oh, he only takes a few students anymore. You'll learn so much. You know what I'm learning? Give me my money back. I can't believe I scraped together $5,000 for this. I can't even pay my rent.
Maybe the reason you haven't learned anything, Martin, is you haven't shown him any of your work. Has that occurred to you?
Maybe I haven't shown him any of my work because all I've seen him do to my fellow writers is stomp on their hearts or call them whores or turn them into whores. Sorry.
Mistake me, Martin, for someone who gives a shit what you think.
No, you're right. You clearly should go ahead and do whatever you think you need to do.
Just for the record, however, I did not sleep with Leonard.
You're right. It doesn't matter. It's none of my business.
I didn't sleep with him. Don't you believe me?
It doesn't matter if I believe you or not. It's none of my business.
Are you calling me a liar now? No, I'm not just a whore. I'm a liar and a whore.
I didn't say that.
God, Douglas is right. At least Leonard tells the truth.
Look. Why are you mad at me? You're right. I'm pathetic. I'm a pathetic chicken. It's just that I think you could do so much better than that. You're so beautiful. Izzy, exquisite, really, and it's, you're just so smart, and funny, and full of life.
Am I?
Well, yeah.
You're right. Since I'm not sleeping with Leonard, I could surely be doing a lot better.
Well, you could.
Could I?
Well, yeah.
How much better?
Well, a lot. Really, a whole lot.
You know what, Martin? I think you're right. Where's your bedroom?
Oh, well, where's...
The bedroom. The bedroom, Martin, the bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I should've wrote a letter and grieve what I happened to grieve. White, black shroud that never.
Kate! Get out here, Kate. What is this?
Do you like it?
It's interesting. Who wrote it?
This friend of mine.
Is it true?
He says it's true.
The transvestite Cubano gang leader.
It's pretty extreme, yes.
Do you believe it?
Do I believe it's true?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I knew him at Bennington, so
Oh, so that by default makes it what? True or false?
I don't know. I think it's pretty good. The teachers all loved him because he had this like exotic Cubano past.
How do you even get there to Bennington?
I don't know. Probably like some like adult ed prison program.
I thought you said you knew the guy.
I do know him. He lives in the village. I ran into him in a coffee shop last week, and he told me what he was writing. So I said, could I see it? And that's what he gave me.
You just had it on him.
Yes, like you, apparently he is a whorish essence. He'll give it up to anybody.
So why am I reading this?
I'm gonna show it to Fuckface.
Why?
Oh my God, Izzy, this is no joke. Give it back.
One would say get a room, but they have a room. It's a huge apartment. They could have 6 rooms if they wanted, but they seem to like it out here. Martin! Izzy! We're not in fact making porno videos up here. Do you take this elsewhere?
Oh, sorry. Come on, Izzy, come on. Hi, Douglas.
How long has that been going on?
2 weeks. The night Leonard called you a whore, they both felt so bad for you that they needed to help each other.
That's been going on for 2 weeks.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, in addition to looking like that, Izzy is apparently, in truth, a total nymphomaniac. Which was, shall we say, good news for Martin.
And they're staying here because...
I said he could stay here. He didn't have any place to stay, and she still lives with her parents, so like that's out.
Yeah, but...
I mean, I'm not going to tell them they have to leave. They're happy. Why would I resent the fact that they're happy? I mean, Leonard has been gone for 2 weeks. No one is getting their hearts stomped on, and there are 2 happy people in love in my apartment. Why would I be anything except happy myself? I'm so fucking happy. Is that all you're going to read?
I'm just not sure why you want me to read it.
I want to quit the group. Louis said he would love to meet Leonard and thinks Leonard might be able to do something for him. So I offered to sell him my last half of the sessions. I'd make $2,500 back and maybe go somewhere. And I want you to give a shit where at this point, just somewhere. Ohio is looking pretty fucking good right now. Just get away from all of this until I get a clue about what maybe I should be doing with my life.
Katie.
Don't be nice to me. I'm doing this and I'm not going to know you anymore.
Fine, but if you wanted this to be over, it is your apartment.
It's my father's apartment.
My point being, if you wanted this to end, you could just kick us all out.
Yes, I realize that, and I honestly think that sleeping off like a dying cat would be better. Oh, goody, that would be Leonard. How splendid. Hey, Leonard.
Didn't get shot. What a fucking country. Total chaos everywhere. I mean, serious anarchic shit.
Sounds wonderful.
It was fucked. An entire people erased. You look in their eyes and they laugh and smile and there is nothing there. An entire nation of sociopaths, 8-year-old kids roaming the streets with AK-47s, warlords sitting like kings on top of huge mounds of food. They take the bags of corn, rice, and beans and they use it as their thrones. They sit up there and laugh at the people, their own people, starving all around them. You sit on top of the food, you get a pretty great view of it all, apparently.
Sounds amazing. Are you going to write about it?
Oh, listen to me. Listen, Douglas, you should go. Honestly, Douglas, you should get yourself on a fucking cargo ship and go over there and take a look at it. There are no embassies, no protections. There is no one there who's responsible. Go get yourself kidnapped, held at gunpoint by pirates. Fuck them. They don't think you can write. You go over there. You spend a few years facing the most terrifying nihilism this planet has to offer. Well, no one will dismiss you then.
Actually, Leonard, aside from you, no one is dismissing him.
No, he knows what I'm talking about.
Go get yourself shot by sociopaths. That will make you a writer. What responsible advice?
Oh, well, there's worse advice out there. I could have told you to keep writing that shitty fucking story. Other people would have. So, where are the other two? Am I early?
Martin! Izzy, we're ready to start. Leonard's here. Oh, that's from a friend of mine. He's interested in joining the group.
Well, I'm not taking any extra students on right now. I only take on a few at a time. Tell him he can submit through a teacher like everyone else.
I'm leaving the group. He's really good. We both thought he's a really fucked up story. He used to be in a Cubano gang in high school, and he was actually like a cross-dresser. It's completely true. It's completely the kind of thing that I think you're looking for, and I'm not interested so much as I thought I was in being a writer.
Well, I give a shit.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Whatever. So someone's decided to not be a writer anymore. No one cares. No one in New York, no one in America, no one in Somalia. Trust me. No one cares.
I'm well aware that's why I'm quitting.
Well, you're not getting your money back.
I'm aware I'm not asking you for my money back.
Well, it's not your money. See, you pay me for my time, and I am here. I show up every week. If that's not enough for you, then...
I didn't... This is not... See, I'm trying to slink off like a dying fucking animal.
Slink off, then. Why are you still here?
Because it's my apartment.
Fuck you. We'll find someplace else to meet.
I just want to leave.
Oh, whatever. You're a whiner. You're a weenie. You can't take the merest shred of criticism.
This is not what you said about my story.
Oh, the fucking critics will say worse to all of you. If it gets in at all. You're doomed.
What is going on?
Oh, nothing. Just getting a warm welcome home from the scariest fucking trip of my life. Kate was just telling me how happy she is to see me. I almost got shot twice. Didn't quite get a chance to tell that story. See, Kate had a lot of whining to do. I'm not nice enough.
This is not... God, this is not...
Oh, forget it. Shit. Shit.
You like it? You think it's good?
What's he reading?
What's this guy's name?
Luis?
Get him in here.
I'm gonna bend into you like a cat bends into a beaver. Turn you inside out to lick you like a crisp pancake.
Who is this guy?
I told you, Martin, he's this guy from Bennington, and I know you think that Bennington is just some sort of crazy Vermont hippie commune where everyone gets stoned all the time and no one can actually
I
ride.
didn't say that.
You so did, and I don't care. I'm just telling you. This guy was at Bennington when I was there, and he's a good writer, and I don't want to do it anymore, so he's going to take my spot. I need the money. I'm going to Ohio.
You're going
I'm
where?
going to Ohio. I'm going to Ohio.
Why?
What do you care why?
What's that supposed to mean? Of course I care, Kate.
Don't. Please do not.
Leave it alone, would you, Martin?
Leave what alone? My friend's leaving. I'm just catching up. You're leaving?
Yes, I'm leaving.
What is going on?
You're a complete moron is what is going on.
So the story was really good, huh?
I read a few pages, it was good.
It's good?
I only read a few pages.
Well, Leonard seemed to like it. I mean, he just sat there and kept on reading it.
Yes, we all saw him, Izzy.
Do not snap at me. I have been fucking you for 2 weeks. If you have not been fucking your entire life, you are not allowed to snap at me.
I wasn't snapping.
You were definitely snapping because you're worried.
Why would I be worried?
You're worried about this new guy who might actually be good.
Kate! Hey, Kate!
What?
So you read this guy's story,
It's not a story, it's a memoir.
and it's good.
I don't know, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, he's kind of cracked, he wears dresses, so you have to put up with that. But he's nice, and he has an interesting history, and he can write.
So you think it's good?
I think it's good. I think it's really, really good.
You fucker!
What?
You wrote it.
Yes, I did, and Leonard loved it! Fucker! Stupid fucking motherfucker! Loved it! Asshole.
You wrote it?
Of course I wrote it. His biggest objection to me is that I'm a rich white girl. Maybe if I'm not a rich white girl, we can find out if I can actually write.
Okay, all right. That's hilarious. You tricked us all. But what are you going to do now?
What do you mean, what am I going to do? I'm on a roll. I'm going to keep writing.
Well, but you can't publish it.
Why not? Leonard loved it more than he's loved anything that anyone has handed in so far.
He liked my story.
He wanted to sleep with
He
you.
wouldn't have if he didn't like the story.
You can't publish that as a memoir
Why not? People do it all the time.
and get arrested for it.
Nobody gets arrested for it. You get put on talk shows for it.
It's a lie.
It's a fiction. I wrote a piece of fiction.
You said it was a memoir.
Yeah, that's like part of the fiction.
Don't even. Fiction is fiction. Art is art. The kind of truth that fiction is beyond these kinds of games, which is why you get pilloried for it, which is how, by the way, that people that do it get on those talk shows. The only way to answer for this kind of behavior is a complete public shaming. Saying a lie is the truth, is a lie, and it's the type of lie that sets off a bomb in your soul, and then you're fucked.
Wow.
It is. It's like Douglas's butterflies, a messenger from the gods.
Really?
Yes, a messenger from the gods that has to be reckoned with, or you're fucked.
Martin, you don't get a vote. You don't have enough money to pay your own rent. You're such a huge fucking chicken about your own work that you won't even show it. If it's a message, then what's the message? Oops, no one knows because you're a writer who no one can read. So you don't get a vote. Well done, Kate. You not only pulled one over on Leonard, who everyone in this room thinks is a flaming, abusive butthole, you came up with a terrific piece of writing. And we know you've been feeling really shitty about yourself because of the way Leonard treated you, and you've been really nice to let Martin and Izzy use your apartment as a fucking love nest. And well done! Well done, you must feel a lot better. That piece that you wrote about the Cubano transvestite gang member is really smart and edgy and funny, and you're a writer after all. Well done. Oh my god, guys, thanks. Thanks, Douglas. At least somebody appreciates the effort.
No,
You're right. You're absolutely right. It's no worse than what Leonard did. It's practically the exact same thing.
On top of everything else, Leonard publishes phony memoirs.
Worse, I was really upset after Leonard called me a whore last week, so I called up my uncle, and he told me Leonard is no saint.
Who thought Leonard was a saint?
Your uncle dished the dirt on Leonard?
He did.
So spill it. What do you do?
He's a plagiarist.
Get out.
You're kidding.
Are you sure?
There was some incident. It got totally hushed up, but that's why Leonard stopped publishing. This was like an ice age ago, but he did. He totally plagiarized. It was like from a student, and it wrecked his career. After those first few novels, he was done. And then, I don't know what happened, but eventually someone at Random House took pity on him, threw him this copy editing gig, and he turned out to be a rock star editor. And then he started doing all those magazine pieces on Africa. And after a while, people forgot about it. Nobody really cares now, but it was apparently a big deal when it happened.
Okay, wait. Just want to make something clear. Finding out that your writing teacher is a plagiarist consoled you?
You know what? It did. And I'm with Kate on this one. No one gives a shit about real writing.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, but you wrote this phony thing and you're going to act like it's real. And I think that's smart. I mean, what the fuck are we doing anyway? Fiction is a dying art form and we're just eating our hearts out while we throw ourselves off a cliff. But you could make a lot of money with this thing. And you know what, Martin? Hearing that Leonard was a plagiarist did. It consoled me. See you clowns next week.
It didn't console me.
You know what? I don't believe it. Leonard's no fraud.
Well, I think he did it.
I don't.
I do.
And I think you're just looking for yet another excuse not to show him your writing.
What did you say?
You heard me.
Maybe I don't want to show him my writing because I don't care what he thinks, particularly now.
Why? Because your message from the gods is so fucking precious?
Every fucking corner of what you write is precious. If it isn't, why would you write it? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Because I know it's not a universally held truth. But for some people, constructing a universe out of language is a timeless and reverential act. Not some unholy excuse just to fuck with people's heads. So no, I don't care to show them my writing.
Writers aren't people.
What?
You said some people. For some people, writing's all this whatever, but let me tell you something. Writers are not people. That has never been more clear. Well, I'm gonna take off.
No, I don't want you to go.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I don't.
Martin. You have things to do.
Is he coming?
He's actually not coming. No, he decided he didn't have the money to do this right now. He was gonna buy my half of the sessions. That was the deal because I was.
Because you're quitting writing.
Yeah, I decided not to do that.
So you're staying. Is that the earth-shattering announcement you're making to the group?
Yes, that is the earth-shattering announcement that I'm making to the group.
Well, there's some good stuff here. Fresh and muscular. And the speed is impressive. I'm glad to have seen this. It's shown me something. Why don't you tell him that?
I will.
Good. Anybody else got anything? Martin?
I do. Yes, I do.
Really?
I do. But before I hand it over, I would like to politely ask at this juncture not to be called a pussy. I'm serious. It's unnecessary, and the point has been thoroughly examined. I do have something to present to the group and to you. Actually, that's more the point here, isn't it, Leonard? Here is my soul, carefully crafted and typed in a neatly typed bow. For you to do with as you will, and I know you will behave responsibly towards this exceptionally precious gift. So I do have some pages for you. Here.
Pussy. Mistake.
What does that mean?
Who's seen this?
Nobody. You.
And you wrote it.
Of course I wrote it. I wrote it this week.
It's very good.
Fuck you.
Fuck you too. How did you get here anyway?
What?
Here. How did you get here? Am I not speaking English?
What do you mean here?
Here with me, you moron, in my class.
Oh, well, I knew Kate from before, and she was in the seminar, and she said that you were supposedly, that the class was supposedly so great.
Yes, I know this.
And so I you Izzy, we met her at a party, and she said you were some kind of genius. And,
Okay, I'm not talking about them, I'm talking about you.
So I knew that my high school English teacher knew you. He said you guys went to Yale together, so I wrote to him, and he wrote to you, and you let me in.
Your high school English teacher. What was his name?
Mr. Glado, Robert Glado?
Bob Glado? I let you in because you knew Bob Glado? That guy was a moron. I let you in because he asked. I don't remember any of this. Okay, let's start over. Have I ever read anything that you've written?
Yes, you have. You read that.
I read this.
Oh, well, not exactly that. You read the first 20 pages of that. It's the beginning of the novel, and that's further in.
And are the other pages as good as these?
You don't know?
Fuck if I know.
You don't remember? You don't remember any of this?
Look, Martin, I just got back from Somalia, and since the day I got back, this one has been fucking my brains out, so no, I don't remember much right now. I don't think I read it. There's no way I would have forgotten. Look, this is good. This is really good. You know it's good. Is this all of it?
I'm sorry.
Stay with me, Martin. This is a novel. It's part of a novel. How much of it is written?
516 pages.
Well, what else do you have? And don't tell me nothing, because I'll know you're lying. How much writing do you have stuffing up your drawers and jamming up the circuits on your computer? How many pages do you have that you haven't shown a fucking soul?
A couple thousand.
Wow. You're a regular Emily Dickinson. Without the charm. Welcome to the land of the living, Emily. I want to see all of it. Now. Go fire up the printer.
Why?
What do you care why? I just told you. You're a loser no more.
You don't know shit. You've been telling me and all of us for weeks that we don't know shit. You told Douglas to hang it up and go to Hollywood.
Oh, don't drag me into this.
You are in it. We were all in it. We all paid $5,000 to be in it, and he doesn't know shit.
Do you really want to doubt my word right now?
I don't believe you. I don't believe you've been fucking her all week. What? She told me. She said.
Martin,
Look, Martin, I don't know what she told you, but I got no reason to make it up.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you've been sleeping.
can we talk about this somewhere else?
No. Answer the question.
What's the question?
Did you lie to me?
Come on, Martin. It wasn't much of a lie. Nobody believed it except you.
Are we done with the soap opera? Are we ready to get back to work?
No. I'm not doing this.
Martin,
He doesn't know anything. Why should I let him? Why should any of us let... Hasn't it occurred to any of you that he's so mean to us because he's over? He can't do it anymore, if he ever could, and this is just power. It's the only power he has left anymore to destroy. And the thing he wants to destroy is young writers. It's twisted, and we're so desperate. It's pathetic. Actually, we're so desperate that we're just sitting here letting him destroy our hope and our curiosity and our talent and our dreams. And why? It's nothing to him. He's God. Plus, he's done so many drugs that he can't remember what he's read from one instant to the next. Plus, he's unethical, which I know is a joke to even bring up. That's how low ethics have fallen, but he's unethical and a bad teacher. And now I'm supposed to just what? Jump up and down for joy because he said, oh, there's an unmistakable...
Well, careful, that bit just may be true.
Nothing you say is true. You're a plagiarist. You're just a fucking plagiarist.
Yeah. Okay. You probably never told off your own father, so you definitely needed to get that off your chest.
Fuck you.
And I'm glad to provide the opportunity for you. Feels good, doesn't it? Spewing the truth. Yeah, the truth is like a great fuck. It's one of the few remaining reasons to get out of bed in the morning. It's not for everyone. And there are some people out there who are so crippled they can't stand the truth. But for those of us who partake, nothing else really comes close, does it? But you know what? All those other people, the ones who can't stand the truth, they're going to be a problem for you. This is why. You're a fucking nobody. Who are your parents? Nobody. Who are your connections? Nobody. Where'd you go to school? It isn't Harvard, Princeton, or Yale, so wherever you went, it doesn't matter. You're no Douglas, Martin. You're a talented nobody. Everyone is going to hate you. I mean, you'll get this published, and it will get some attention, but not what it should. And then you'll write a second novel, which will mess up your brain more than anything else in your life. It will be the worst 3 years of your life, writing that second novel. You'll feel like you're in the 9th circle of hell, where the betrayers of Christ are frozen in eternal cannibalistic silence. Only it's not flesh you'll be consuming. It's your own mind. Maybe a few years after the second novel, you'll be onto something III. And you'll finally get invited into one of the big writers' colonies. Your bitterness at having been rejected 15 fucking times will take a lot of the fun out of that. You'll start to hate everyone out there who's more successful than you. What you feel for Douglas right now is nothing compared to what's coming. But the work is good. Everyone will keep telling you how good the writing is. It's too good to be mistaken. And that will become the bane of your existence. Yeah, you might or might not get nominated for the occasional award. But you'll never make any money. Hollywood will start to look like something pretty good right about then. But you won't feel like sucking up to them either. So you'll just waste months of your life just wandering around that hellhole of a city, wondering why so many hacks can make a go of it out there, but you can't even get arrested. You'll end up taking a university job to pay off your credit cards, which you ran up like some fucking woman all those years you let yourself get sucked into the writing. And then you'll really be screwed. 1 year into teaching, and you'll be so sick of how stifling and boring and utterly pointless it all is. Teaching writing to a bunch of hyper-privileged, droning children. You'll start drinking even more than you already are. You'll start fucking your students. Even the freshmen, especially the freshmen. They're the ones who haven't been ruined yet. Plus, they'll be so in love with your genius, their adoration will feel like a drug. And why not? Why the fuck not? Yeah, the work is still great. You're a fucking artist. You have to feel something to write. Something other than bitterness and contempt for the idiots you write for. See, the biggest problem with being a writer, finally, is that all of your readers are human beings and the human race is... You'll get fired for fucking undergrads. Which is apparently against the law now. One of those undergraduates will make a reckless and devastating claim which too many people will want to believe by then. Things will continue to spiral. Your few remaining friends, maybe Douglas here, or Kate, will lend you a hand for old time's sake. And you'll let them. You'll take on a few editing gigs to make ends meet, and you'll be good at it. And people will like you. They turned you into a servant that will make them feel great. And you'll get more and more editing work. And you'll start teaching private writing seminars, which will feel like shit for a while. Until you realize that you really could do something. You could help the ones worth helping. If you only take on the best students. And that'll make it all worth it. But you'll still be a fucking servant. Because at the point in your life when someone said, "You're a talented nobody, but I'm going to help you," you said, "I don't need help." Class is over.
When I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna tell. I was standing looking backwards in the out. said there's room enough to cram in a crowd. No movement here, no friends to break us out. Stop breathing, oh, we're just 25. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Goddamn thing. And there's moments I forget to tell myself. And if you're rolling in it long enough, you shit won't even smell. You still knowing I couldn't trust to pull it out. Well, I can hardly breathe right here. I was spitting on myself. When I wake up in the morning, I'm gonna tell. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know a goddamn thing. This movement's gonna cancel me out. 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 I don't know. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know a goddamn thing.
I have to talk to you.
Yeah, well, kid, now is not a great time.
And then we'll just have to make this fast.
This is fast.
Look, it's not easy for me to be here.
It isn't easy for me either, kid. I'm busy here.
I'm sure. No, I'm sure you are, but I.
Look, Martin, I don't mean to be indiscreet, but I'm busy. You understand? I'm busy, dear.
You have someone here with you.
What gave you that idea?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Thanks. So if you don't mind,
Look, I need to have that money. The class was supposed to be 10 weeks, and you only gave us 4, and I paid $5,000. If you're not going to finish the class at $3,000, I need it back.
Seriously, do we have to do this right now?
I have to have that money.
Well, hey,
It's okay, Leonard. I have to take off anyway.
oh, no.
Leonard, we've been at it for 2 days now. Sore. Hi, Martin.
Kate.
Yes, hello. Where did I leave my pancakes, do you remember?
The kitchen?
Ah, yes, that's right.
Martin, you really missed the boat. She's an animal. I tell you, this is the thing about feminists. You catch one when she's right about to pop it, she won't stop, and I'm not kidding. She's sucking my balls so hard, I'm seeing stars giving birth to planets on the astral plane. It's like,
Stop, stop, stop!
oh, are you squeamish about sex? Because she sure isn't.
I'll be right back.
Look, Martin, I'm sorry about your situation, whatever it is, but this is a bad time.
I have to have that money. I don't care about whatever you depravity you managed to inflict on someone I care about. I have no money and no place to stay, and I'm going to become a homeless person in this god-awful city without that money. I need it back.
Why were you even in my class?
What?
Why did you even sign up? You walked out before you even walked in.
I walked out. You walked out.
You walked out.
Hey, Leonard, could I ask you a favor? I have to talk to Martin for a minute.
You want me to go take a shower?
Could you?
I could probably use one after that.
What are you doing here?
You know what? That is a stupid question.
You slept with him?
Wow, we went so far beyond that, it's not really worth answering that one either.
You hate him.
I wouldn't say that, no.
You think he's disgusting. He is disgusting, and now you're here doing things. With that, fuck me, I can't think of words bad enough to describe that toxic piece of shit asshole. It was bad enough that Izzy was sleeping with him. That was bad enough.
But it's worse if I did. Why?
Because you have a brain.
Yeah, well, there are other parts of my body as well, Martin. In fact, you never quite noticed. But guess who did?
Is that why you're doing this? To get back at me?
Wow, that is classic.
Well, is that why you kicked me out of the apartment?
I kicked you out because I finally grew a spine. I kicked you out because you were completely using me. I was the one. I told you about the whole writing seminar because I knew that you would just let yourself disappear if someone didn't. And then you had no respect.
I know.
I took care of you. I was taking care of you, and you took advantage.
I know. Because you care about me.
Well, I did.
You still do.
Oh, no, I don't.
I don't deserve it.
You don't.
But it's there nonetheless. You can't tell me it isn't. I'm an idiot, Kate, but the fact remains is that you're night and day.
Okay.
Your stars and moon and wind.
I said okay.
Come on, Kate. We were good together. I admit, I blew it. But my head was the class was so poisonous. Leonard was so poisonous.
Don't start on Leonard. A lot of what he said worked. He actually got me to write something new and fresh.
And fraudulent.
Fraud is a way of life in a capitalist culture, especially in the arts. Did you hear what Leonard has to say about it?
I don't want to talk about Leonard.
Then why do you keep bringing him up?
Why do you?
He's done a lot for all of us. He got Douglas a meeting with the Coppolas. He introduced Izzy to Salman Rushdie, who is a huge flirt and wants to help her with her drug war book. And he set me up with this guy in prison who has one hell of a story. Random House needs someone to ghostwrite it for him.
So Leonard got you a job as a ghostwriter, and you took it.
I would be crazy not to take that job, Martin, and I thought it was pretty nice of Leonard to set it up. He was actually an asshole about it. He managed to mention to my editor about 6 times that I had written a really shitty story about a girl who was obsessed with Jane Austen. But he was nice enough about the Cubano crossdresser. And I like this job. I think it's a really good start for someone like me. I'm excited about it.
A ghostwriter.
You look down on it. You know what? You have a screw loose, Martin. You really do. He stood there and told all of us how good you are. He said it, and you may think he's a fucking asshole, but you know in your heart that he would never lie about something like that. And you're still just eating your soul out over what? Why don't you just live it, Martin?
So what? You actually like him?
Life is complicated. People are complicated. If you can't figure that out, you'll never be much of a writer. I don't care what Leonard says. He honestly thinks that you're going to be like the next big thing. I think it's just some sort of narcissistic projection. Boys, boys, boys. Just never get enough of yourself, Steve.
All right, that's enough.
I was
Get out of here.
Just looking at.
You were just spying, you little rat. You were just... Give me that! Sorry. I don't like for people to look at
Why not?
that. Well, that's hilarious coming from you. You'd spend $5,000 on a writing seminar only to not let anyone read your shit. Just take your money and get out of here.
Your novel's really good.
Wow. Thanks, SpongeBob. I'll look at the New York Times.
You're not a plagiarist.
Jesus, how long is this going to go on? Because if you're thinking we're actually going to have a conversation, I'm getting a drink. Did you think I was kidding? I do not want you reading that.
Why not?
I don't have to tell you. Why not, Martin? Give me the fucking pages.
Why haven't you shown anybody this? Why do you let people not think you're not writing?
I don't give a shit what people think.
Yes, you do. You put on this whole act that you're an embittered old psychopath
Hey, that's no act.
who can't. but you gave us this whole sob story. Oh, boo-hoo! I'm a loser who's stuck with these other losers who can't write. But you can. This is fantastic. It reads like a 19th century novel.
Well, this is the 21st century, and I actually don't like people scraping their eyeballs on my work.
Why not?
I have no skin anymore. Once it's written, I can't live with it. I can't talk to people, I can't sit in offices, I can't look at cover art. I can't talk to editors, Jesus, those people are so nice and I just want to strangle them. It's completely unfair. It would be better off if I just set the pages out to the curb and let the wind blow them. Not that. Have no skin anymore. After I write, I just want to evaporate. And you don't evaporate. You're still here. Your body, it takes up so much space. And there's so much noise. Novels need silence. Trust me. It's not the writing that's the problem. It's everything else. That kid was a liar. To be called a thief of words, I can't even. That was 32 years ago, and I can't even. Here, take your money and get out.
That's bullshit. Well, what you just said, that was the stupidest shit I've ever heard come out of your mouth. As you know, a lot of fucked up stupid things have come out of your mouth.
Yeah, nevertheless, everything I tell you is true.
Get away from that desk.
This is my apartment, you moron!
I don't care. Get away from the desk or I'll hit you on the head with the Buddha.
Whatever. I need another drink.
This doesn't belong to you.
Real.
It is not of you, and you're not in it. It's not yours.
Well then, whose is it?
It is itself, and I'm not letting you hide it away in a desk somewhere. It's immoral.
Please, don't talk to me about morality.
I'm taking this away from you so you can't hurt it anymore.
Why did you come here in the first place?
I came to get my money.
Well then, why are you leaving without it? I offered it to you twice, and you never so much as looked at it. You just proceeded to tell me endlessly, yet again, how full of shit I am. I mean, I'm well aware that I'm full of shit, Martin. Why do we have to go over and over and over it again? What more do you want from me? Do you want my balls?
No, I don't want your balls. I don't know what you say half the time.
Here.
What is it?
I finally read through those pages that idiot Bob Lotto sent me. The first 20 pages of your masterpiece. I did a line edit for you. Show you what you got.
So you think I
Just hearing too many words.
this is fantastic.
Yeah. It really is the only way to learn anything about writing. Have a decent editor go through it word by word for you. Show you what you got, what you meant, what you didn't even know you meant.
No, you can. You can really hear them.
Yeah, you hear it differently. You hear the ding.
Thank you.
Don't mention it. So, you want to try this?
What? Try what?
Relax, Romeo. You're not my type. I'm just saying. I'll work with you.
Really? What would that mean?
Not exactly an unknown quantity, Martin. What do you think it would mean?
I have no idea.
It would mean I will fuck you up in so many different ways. You won't know who you are anymore. That seminar was just the prelude. You want to make me your servant? You got Mephistopheles in your pocket. That's what it means. So, what is it? How serious are you? You want to be a writer or not?